If your iPhone is running out of storage, don't start deleting apps just yet. There are several places where your storage quietly disappears, and some of them might surprise you. Today I'll show you where to look first, what you can safely remove, and one storage category that worries almost everyone usually isn't the problem. We'll work our way through iPhone storage together, starting with the places most likely to recover the most space. Let's get into it. Let's start with the storage settings. Under the Settings app, let's go down to General and then iPhone Storage. Now, what I would call a quick win here would be to take a look at the recommendations that iOS offers here and determine if any of these will help you. Now, beneath the recommendations, you'll see a list of installed apps on your iPhone. Let's go ahead and tap into one of the apps here. You'll see that Overcast is using 38.2 megabytes of space on my iPhone, but the documents and data, which are the podcasts in this instance, are taking a little over 11 gigabytes. That might be a lot of podcasts, but I do enjoy them, so I'm going to keep everything the same there. Keep in mind that social media apps, browsers, messaging, and navigation apps often build up caches over time. And notice here, there is the offer to offload the app. Now, what's important to know about offloading apps is that offloading preserves the documents on your phone and only removes the app itself. What you might find more effective than offloading would be to remove the app, reinstall it, and sometimes that can clear accumulated cache, but sometimes it doesn't. Okay, let's head out of this. Go back to our list here. If we go down to the bottom, take a look. We've actually got system data broken out here along with the space taken up by the operating system. If we go into iOS, we can actually see how much space is taken up by the operating system and how much is actually taken up by Apple Intelligence. Keep an eye out for a future video on that topic. Now let's go back out and let's go up and take a look at messages. First off, I'm a bit of a pack rat when it comes to messages, and I have it set to keep my messages forever. And the app is using a little over 900 megabytes on my phone. That said, I periodically weed out junk messages, and a quick tip, check the bottom of your main text feed for the easiest messages to delete. Returning to the storage settings for messages, let's have a look at the large attachments. Most of the time, the large attachments are going to be photos and videos, and messages can quietly become one of the largest photo libraries on many iPhones. If you see an item you know you can delete, you can actually slide to the left and choose the delete button right there. Let's go ahead and back out of here. I'm going to go back to settings for messages, not storage settings, the normal settings for them. I'll tap the M to get down to messages a little faster. Here it is. Now, if we swipe down closer to the bottom, you'll actually see that keep messages, you can set this for 30 days, 1 year, or forever. And this setting will propagate to all devices synchronizing to iCloud. Real quick, if you're finding this video helpful, then go ahead and click the like button. And if you like videos like this one, go ahead and click subscribe. Let's go ahead and get back into the iPhone storage settings again. Let's find the Music app, and you'll see here that along with the breakdown of the app size and documents and data associated with music, there's actually a little bit more control here. If you've downloaded playlists, the music will actually be listed out here. And if there's anything in particular that you want to go ahead and remove from here, you can actually do that here. Let's go ahead and back out of music and let's find photos. If I tap into it, you'll see that you only get the simple breakdown and there's no additional management tools. but the documents and data size will give you an idea of how much space photos and videos are taking on your phone. Now, if we get out of the Settings app and over into Photos, under the Collections tab, you can actually take a look at some of the albums and shared albums. If they're not something you need any longer, go ahead and get rid of them. Also, if you go down here, you can actually take a look at the recently deleted items, and if there's nothing in there you want to retrieve, you can go ahead and permanently delete them. The other cool thing iOS does for you is under the Utilities section, if you have duplicate photos, there'll be an album for you to take a look at those and make determinations about which ones you want to keep. And a quick tip, if you always use live photos, consider how much storage those tiny movies take up when you have hundreds or maybe thousands of them. And there's a quick toggle in the camera app, see right here, where you can toggle live photos on or off. Other Photos options that you can consider would be to optimize storage using iCloud, and I have a video on that topic. Also, carefully manage your shared libraries. Also, if you use offline maps, what you can do is open up Maps, tap your avatar, and then you can actually manage any downloaded maps right here. And if you don't need anything any longer, you can go ahead and delete them. Also consider miscellaneous downloaded media, because streaming doesn't use storage, but downloads do. And we forget about those downloads. Visit each media app you have and review the downloaded media. For example, do you have a lot of partially played podcasts? Yeah, say that 5 times fast. Or did you remember to delete the TV series you binged a few months back? So apps to consider for that would be your podcasts, Apple TV, Netflix, like Disney Plus, or maybe even Spotify. As a quick example, let's hop into Apple TV. Let's go over to the library and downloaded. You can actually see that I have a couple of things downloaded here. Now, I've finished watching the Call series, which was actually pretty good. If I tap into it, what I can do is tap Edit up here at the top, select all, and then delete. Confirm that I want to delete all 9 episodes, and it's gone. Now let's check a couple of places in Safari. Here in the Settings app, let's go down to the bottom. We'll tap Apps, and then I'm going to go ahead and tap the S over here on the edge, find Safari in the list, right here at the top. Now, if we scroll down just a little bit to downloads, we can take a look at the settings here. We could either use a cloud drive like iCloud, or you can have them set on your phone. If you have them set on your phone, big surprise, it's using storage space. Next, let's have a look at website data. Let's back out of here. Let's scroll down to the bottom and tap Advanced. Website data is right up here at the top, and it will generate a list of data, cache, temporary files used by different websites that you visit. And it's in descending order based on storage use. If there's any one site you want to delete, you can just slide over to the left and choose Delete. Or if there's several of them that you want to delete all at once, you can highlight each one and quickly tap down the list, whatever makes sense for you. Let's go ahead and tap Done. Down here you'll see that there's Remove All Website Data. This can be especially helpful if it's been a year or two since you last cleared it, but keep in mind you'll likely be logged out of all of your websites, which, yeah, kind of stinks. And if you use OneDrive, Dropbox, Google Drive, remember that files you've intentionally kept for offline use are going to count against your iPhone storage. So manage those files in their respective apps. And now let's talk about the category that everybody asks about: system data. System data is made up of caches, indexes, logs, temporary files. Unlike photos and videos, system data isn't a pile of forgotten files waiting for you to delete them. System data is managed by iOS based on how you use your phone. That's why you shouldn't compare your system data to someone else's. When you need more storage, iOS will give up much of that space, but it can't drop it to zero. Some temp files are needed by any operating system to run properly. You can see here that my system data isn't very significant, so I leave it alone. Before you delete apps or pay for more iCloud storage, spend a few minutes checking these areas first. You might recover all the space you need without making any drastic changes. Walking through the steps that we've gone through doesn't take too long, and the process can be very effective for some people. Understanding where your storage is actually going is a lot more effective than randomly deleting apps and hoping for the best. So until next time, have fun, stay safe, and keep learning.